Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about designs. So obviously, you're well known for the CX5, which was between you as the main designer on the wings and most of the aerodynamics. And then I think Rolo was kind of like the project manager. He gave you a lot of direction on what he would like to see. And then Lorinus, of course, they did the production, and he also, I think, he designed the fuselage and tails, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I'm mainly focused on the wing and aerodynamic design of the 6.5 and also using a lot of study work from senior, Roland Summer senior, and also Lorinus and their team, the stream team, design the fuselage and also making the production of the models. So 6.5 was a very successful DLG in the market in the last 2 decades, and he
Not 2 decades,
it
but
wins. But
but the
yeah,
last two
some
cycles.
years, yeah,
Two
two
decades mean
cycles,
20
yeah.
years.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and then I also designed the Flare, which
Hmm.
has the first leading edge.
Hi, Ines.
Well, I also designed the Flare, which has the leading edge flap in the very first time in the DLG design, and
Hmm.
also some uh, very beginners uh, for beginners for the solar and the stellar. And yes, this is most of the work. And also, I'm working on some new projects too, which you may know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think we can go in public yet.
No. We can't talk about this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Bleep.
but it's
Um,
very fun that we have some projects undergoing in the phases during the COVID pandemic in the global. But we do know that there was so many new design in the market right now. You can see there's a Yoda coming from Redamia models and also some Vortex 4, Flix 3. So many new models was coming out now. So which was
it's like
excited
one
me
after
to
another.
get.
It's just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, exactly. This is a very new, very good sign for the community, and also a lot of people was thinking about how to design DLG and how the new design can change the rules of the games and change the ranking maybe.
Well, that
So
was what,
very exciting
we
years
were
for
trying
us.
to do with the flare, right? Because the flare was like, it was
Yeah,
something
yeah,
never done in a DLG before. What do you think of that
yes,
project? Like, I know ultimately we didn't make a whole lot of those.
yes. For the Freya, it was how to say is ambition project that we want to push the limit into the very floaty machines with the leading edge flap and also a very complicated design. I cannot tell it's complicated, but very innovation design with a different fuselage connection and also with only 5 servers in the fuselage can control a lot of things. But the problem with the Flare is that also because of the production was in make the first time we're making in the Aeropress studio, and which we have a very few knowledge of make how to make a good DLG, and also with the design itself has some disadvantage of the design goal that I how should I say maybe I make a mistake on the design goal that I push the limit too far away from the competitive and for competition DLGs which comes out that the fare cannot launch very high and launching high is the one of the most factor very important characters of the current competitive DLG in the market. So we are thinking about making the second one, but we don't know. We cannot talk about this yet.
Obviously, launching high is, I would say probably one of the most important things in a
I
DLG event
agree.
for a model. Because once you're launching higher, you have access to further thermals. Thermals are more developed at a higher altitude, so they're going to be stronger. You can afford to make more mistakes. And I guess that was probably one of the goals for the CX5 that came after the Flare, right?
Yes, exactly. Because of the 6.5, for the first time when Ron talking to me that during that time before we have the solar platform, which was a kind of very higher AR wing compared to the original 2 and 3 and 4. And also the solar during that time was a backing machine, not the solid core, not a molded one. And he managed to win the 2016 CISA Open using the solar in China. And he was thinking about putting a new edition compared to the 6.4 in that time, during that time, that to make a very light and very faulty one to the after the 6.4. And then when I talked to him about the design goal of the new machine should move up to a higher launch and faster models, we talk a lot about it. And finally, we comes out with the 6.5, which in the first time when Ronald launched it, he said it was amazing and flying like a rocket machine. That's the first image of the 6.5.
That's awesome, and obviously the proof is in the pudding, and it's been doing very, very good in competitions all over the world.
Yes, and also because of the 6.5 was making by the stream team, and they have a very good quality comes out, and lots of national pilot, which we know since we have all the travels around the world, and they started to get interesting to test the low wing design, and then a lot of pilots flying with the 6.5, and right now I think there's a lot of pilots in the national team flying the 6.5, and which make it very successful. It's not only the design, it's also about the pilot who flies it.
Absolutely. So you were mentioning, some of the new traits that you feel DLG is going to go toward. What do you guys think?
The last time I talked about the DLG design trait was that I was thinking about within 1 or 2 years, DLG will still keep the same design as right now, without any big changes, only more simple and more close to each other for the different design. But right now you can see the new models, Yoda was coming out, and also there was so many new features of the models right now. And I was thinking that the future will be, the first feature of the new design should be portable. Because right now it's like the BAM 2 and also some new models like the Vortex 3 years ago already thinking about the portable feature of the design, like two-piece wing, removable vertical, and more easier to build and more easier to assembly when you go out flying. That kind of feature I think will be the very, very good point for the new design. And the second one, I think we will come back to the time maybe some years ago, like the time when I started to fly the DLG. Like there is Steigeisen, Firework, and Blaster Free. There's so many different designs, like the clock's tail, like the very small wings and very big wings. A lot of different designs compared to right now. Right now, there's almost every design was looking so similar to each other. But during that time, a lot of different kind of design was coming out in the market, and everyone had their own fans.
Everyone was trying different things.
Yes. I like that time. Like the XX line was going to so extremely small, was also going during the time like years ago. And now we are making similar design for a couple years right now. And for the next phases, I think different designs will coming out, just like the years ago, which in Chinese way we call the 10 years east, the 10 years west. So for the new trade, I will think there was a lot of, we'll have a lot of innovation and new ways of thinking that people will get wow for new design coming out, just like the Yoda right now doing the same things. Joe will have and Vladimir making a poly wing, which was not a new design, but actually is a kind of some kind of new things in today's competitive glidings.
Right, because it's been around for years and years and years, but
Yeah,
it has, we moved away from it once we went to, discus launch and having
yeah,
servos, because servos were not quite small enough back then.
yeah,
And it really opens up different possibilities now that there are smaller servos like the XO6 from KSD, which is 6, 7 millimeters,
yeah,
and now all of a sudden you can fit 4 servos in a wing again, right? And I think that's
yeah.
one of the things that really allowed them to create the Yoda and have that
Yeah, technology
cost.
always push the way of the designer to think bigger. Technology and like the solid coal and the new carbon always have the chance to let the designer to think more of the current design. So I think there was when the technology allow us to do more, we can upgrade the gears very good, and the designer will have more thinking. Like right now, the most of the models right now was so light, even uh, too light for the competition. So they have more chance to add more features into the design, like the two-piece, like the four-server thing. I think this is a good thing for the market.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what different companies come up with. For
Mhm.
ourselves, Armsor, my thinking for the past few years has always been to simplify, right? To make things
Mm.
uh, more robust in terms of
Yeah.
reliability. It's easy to
Mhm.
build, even if you're a newcomer into the hobby.